George and Callum said that Every Other Room isn't as fun, so I just want you to prove them wrong.
They're right, I'm not fun.
Ah, don't believe that for a second. You're not fun in this film, though. You're quite serious in this one.
Yeah.
As an actor, what is the best thing about playing a role like this, other than probably you didn't have to get in the water?
I just loved, when I read the script, there was a couple of references to the fact that Ulbrickson doesn't smile. He doesn't seem like a joyful person. And I was like, they're the coaches that I watch when I watch football or other sports, basketball when I was a teenager, who just look like they're having the worst time and they'd rather be anywhere else but where they are. But it's a clue to the fact of how much they care about the sport, that they're driving themselves towards an early heart attack.
Yeah.
They just seem like kind of on edge all the time. So I love the idea that could be Ulbrickson, that there is a warmth that comes through. Same with fathers and sons. It's like, sometimes you wonder why there's a kind of a wall with fathers, and then warmth is right under the surface.
I think you did bring a warmth to him, though, because, every scene that you were in was just amazing to watch.
Thank you.
Amazing to watch. Did you give the rowing a go at any point, though?
Yeah, but I had to do single sculling, which I like to think is harder, only because the balance of a single scull in the old, the older boats was tough. And I found out that all the rowing crew who were training us had a secret bet going on about not if I would fall out of the boat, but when I would fall out of the boat, like how long it would take me, on which session, and I never fell. I don't think I ever became like I was never going to, podium at the Olympics, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I never fell out of the boat.
Oh, good going.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask if you ended up in the water at any point. I feel like when there's like a whole bunch of boys around water, inevitably someone's going to get thrown.
Yeah, and everyone else really loves what do you call it? Is it Schadenfreude? Someone falls in the boat. This is like part of the reason I never fell off, because it was like, they're all going to enjoy this too much by falling.
I just met George for the first time, and he has to be...
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Thanks, I keep checking. He has to be, though, one of the most charismatic men I've ever interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
You, though, having worked with him.
I thought you were going to say, but now I've met you.
Yeah, well, also that.
Anyway, sorry, carry on. He's very charming. You're right.
Is he still like that when he's directing, or is he a lot more serious?
He's always like that. I find George is always charming. He's always got a good story to tell you. He's a real raconteur. He's enjoyable to be around, And I'm sure if you interview Grant Heslov, who's the producer, who's been friends with George for a gazillion years, there's a reason why they're still friends. He's good value. And
I know this is one of the hardest things that those boys in the boat have had to put themselves through. For you, what is the hardest thing that you've ever had to put your body through?
Warrior, without a doubt. And because I'd been through that, so that was 12 years ago, Tom Hardy and I did Warrior and trained for a good 3 months before we even started shooting. And that was by far and always will be the toughest physical situation I've ever had to put myself through for work. Loved the experience. And when I was watching Callum and the guys do their training, I was really inspired by how much hard work that they were rolling their sleeves up and doing it, turning up on time, getting it done, putting in the hours. And I was always just curious as to, through all the pain, that there's an equal balance of pleasure that you get from it as well.
Well, you didn't have to step in a boat to make an impact. You did a great job as the coach. And so you're fun.
I am.
You are fun. Thank you so much.
I don't want to know how fun, but...